I'm Shannon and I'm back with a second trimester update. So I am 17 weeks pregnant today, and if you saw my last video, you know that we had a miscarriage scare early on in this pregnancy, and we ended up finding out at about 8 weeks that things were looking good. And I've done a couple ultrasounds and seen the baby since then, and things continue to be progressing normally. So that's good news. So the last time I saw the baby was at my 12-week appointment, and then at 13 weeks we did our nuchal translucency screening. Everything was good. The baby was actually measuring a couple days ahead. So I'm excited to go in today and see how he's doing. Definitely for me, this has been a harder pregnancy. This is my second pregnancy, and this time around I've been a lot more nauseous. So pretty much right around 8 weeks when we found out things were good, my nausea really kicked in. I was super fatigued, just like not feeling well at all during my whole first trimester. And then once the first trimester ended at 14 weeks, I got COVID, which I had managed to avoid for, about 2 years now. And I ended up getting it at a concert, I think. And so that was kind of rough because I was really worried about the baby. But luckily for me, my symptoms weren't that bad, and I didn't have like a fever or anything. It kind of just felt like a cold. So got through that. Now I'm finally starting to feel good because I'm no longer sick and I'm out of my first trimester. My energy is coming back and I'm able to like work out and just kind of function like a normal person again. I also got a Doppler, so I've been checking in on the baby because after the miscarriage scare, I've just been a lot more anxious this time around. So I check on the baby about once a week, and last time I checked was actually yesterday and found the heartbeat right away, and I think he's doing fine. But I'm also interested to see what happens at our appointment today. Michael is gonna come. He had a work thing this week, so he's gonna meet me at the doctor, and I'm not sure at the 16-week appointment if they even do an ultrasound. Maybe they'll just check for the heartbeat. I don't know what they're gonna do. I know that at 20 weeks, which is a month from now, we'll have our big anatomy scan. So I'll definitely film that as well so that there's more, you get to see a lot more at that scan. But I'm gonna go to my 16-week appointment. All right, so a few things I forgot to mention. One is my front screen is cracked. It's really bothering me, and that's why like everything looks kind of like blurry over here. It's because my screen is cracked and I just forgot to mention it, so I wanted to say it. And then the other thing is I completely forgot to say that we found out we were having a boy. I kept saying he in my last video clip, and I realized that I never even mentioned that we did the nifty test at 10 weeks. We got the results back really quickly, and we found out we're having a boy. And we're super excited because we already have a girl, and we know that we only wanted 2 kids, so now we get to have one of each. Also, both of us don't really have as many boys in our family. Both of our sisters have girls. We have a lot of nieces and no nephews. So it's exciting to finally have a boy in our family. But the 16-week appointment went well. We saw the baby boy because my doctor was not able to find his heartbeat with the Doppler, not right away. I guess it's because his heartbeat was close to mine, so the doctor was kind of having trouble distinguishing between the two, which she reassured me that she could feel him and everything, and he was there, but she said we'll find him on the ultrasound instead. And I love that because I love seeing the baby on the ultrasound these days because he actually looks like a baby, instead of a little alien thing like he looks like in the beginning. He actually looks like a baby, and he's moving around in there, and he's so cute. So everything looks good. I'll know more about his size and some other, how he's measuring, how he's doing. I'll know more in about a month when we do our anatomy scan. And so we'll see. The other thing I did today was my second trimester blood work. It's my blood work. That's just a blood test that tests for some things that the NIPT doesn't test for. So it'll give us some more information about like the placenta and like, you know, I guess other things that we would need to know. It's funny, we saw the placenta on the ultrasound, and the placenta is posterior, I think it is, like facing towards my back. So that explains why I've been able to feel a little bit of movement so early on. I've been able to feel him move, and it's been like super reassuring. And that's because of the position of my placenta, and also because it's my second pregnancy, so I'm able to feel him a little bit more earlier on. But that's it for my 16-week update, and I'll check in once we do the anatomy scan. All right, so today is my 20-week, I just had my anatomy scan actually this morning, and now I'm going to meet with my OB for my appointment. So the anatomy scan was interesting. We found out I wasn't able to video anything when I was in there, but I'll show some pictures after this. But we found out that the baby is actually measuring pretty big still. So he is about 15 ounces. And so he's a little bit less than a pound, and he's in the 83rd percentile. And I was kind of surprised about this because my daughter, she was in like the 10th percentile, and they told me at the 20-week ultrasound that she was around the 10th percentile, and then she ended up dropping even lower than that, like later on in pregnancy. And so we were really concerned about her size. So I'm definitely comforted by the fact that this baby is on the bigger side, because it just means that he's healthy. And I had a feeling that he was a little bit bigger because he feels bigger and I feel bigger. You know, at this point in my last pregnancy, I was barely even showing, and now I'm like already in maternity clothes and stuff. So I think overall it's good news. I'm going to my regular doctor appointment now, and I'll just kind of discuss things a little bit further with her and just make sure that things are good. It's been kind of a weird week for us in general. So my in-laws are staying with us right now, and we think that Mila got like a stomach flu that I ended up getting last night. So last night I was sick, and you know, I kind of had a feeling that it wasn't pregnancy related because I never got that sick during pregnancy, and also I've, you know, been feeling fine for the past couple months now. So I don't know, I had like a weird stomach thing going on. I wasn't able to eat, but I ate just now between appointments, and I'm hoping that all of that is behind me, because it's scary to have like, you know, some kind of virus and know that you're pregnant and like worry about whether or not it's going to affect the baby or not. But I'll check in after if anything, you know, interesting happens with this OB appointment. I'll check in afterwards, and I'll share some of the pictures of baby. All right, so today I'm going to my 24-week appointment. I'm actually going to be 25 weeks pregnant tomorrow, and we're going to be going on our baby moon. We're going to be going to Hawaii, to the Big Island, which is actually the place that we got married at almost 5 years ago now. So our 5-year anniversary is in December, but our baby is coming in December, so we're going to go a little bit early, and it's just going to be a trip for our family. It is our baby moon, but our daughter is coming because we don't have anyone to watch her for like almost a week. And also we like doing things with her, and we thought it'd be fun if she came with us. So we're super excited. This 24-week appointment is the last thing I have to do before we leave tomorrow. So I'm just hoping that everything goes well. So far this pregnancy, since about 8 weeks and on, has been pretty uneventful. I haven't had any more bleeding. I haven't had like cramping or anything weird going on. The doctor told me that if I did have more bleeding, or if I started having like contractions or anything like that, then we shouldn't go on this Hawaii trip. But I haven't had that, so I think that everything is good. We're gonna see, I'll check in after my appointment today. I'm not sure because it's not like an anatomy scan or any of the big appointments. I'm not sure if they're actually gonna do an ultrasound or not. But hopefully, you know, they tell me that everything is good to go, and hopefully, you know, they tell me a little bit more about the baby. So I'll check in a little bit later. All right, so everything went well at my 24-week appointment. The baby seems to be measuring on track. They didn't actually do an ultrasound, but they measured my fundal height, and the doctor said that it was right on track, not too big, not too small. So I'm hoping that that means that the baby is also measuring right on track. They also checked his heartbeat and everything was good. I do have a growth ultrasound at 28 weeks, and that's because I got COVID during this pregnancy, and I guess they're seeing that some babies are having some growth issues when the mom had COVID during their pregnancy. So that's what that's going to test for, is just to make sure that he's still growing and everything is okay. Also because my first baby was considered small for gestational age, she was in like the 10th percentile, so they just want to make sure that he is measuring okay. I feel like it's good because I've grown so much during this pregnancy, and I mean, you know, at my last appointment, like, he was measuring a little bit ahead, and I know that things can change, but I think that size-wise, he's measuring at least closer to average than my daughter was. But we'll see when I go to my next appointment. We'll see how it goes. When I get home, I'm going to do a quick bump shot for you because I didn't get any ultrasound pictures today, but my bump is growing and I just want to show you what it looks like. So I'll do a quick bump shot when I get home. All right, so I wanted to kind of wrap up my second trimester because today I'm actually officially 29 weeks pregnant, so I am already in the third trimester. But a couple things have happened since my last update that I just wanted to update you on. Unfortunately, I did my glucose test between 24 and 28 weeks pregnant. It was actually closer to like 28 weeks. And I found out that I have gestational diabetes. So that was kind of a bummer because, you know, for the most part, my second trimester has been pretty uneventful, in a good way. And so I was just a little bit upset about that diagnosis, and it wasn't something that I had at all in my last pregnancy. So, it's definitely something that I'm like learning more about and learning how to manage. And I'll probably do a separate video about my gestational diabetes, or include that, you know, when I talk about my third trimester. But yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle change, and I just sort of started tracking and monitoring my glucose levels and all of that, so it's definitely different. And I'll give an update next time, but I just wanted to let you know that that had happened. And then on top of that, we did get to see the baby one more time in my second trimester. So we had an appointment around 28 weeks, so about a week ago. And this was like right after I got that diagnosis that I had gestational diabetes. So I was a little bit nervous for this appointment because I kind of knew that, you know, I was going to be in more of like a higher risk category now, for my pregnancy. But the baby is actually still measuring really well. He is still big, but not quite as big. So he is measuring around the 73rd percentile, and at our 28-week appointment, he weighed about 3 pounds and 2 ounces, which is great. I didn't want him to be too big because I was worried that that was because of the gestational diabetes, and I also didn't want him to be too small because my last baby was small. So I was happy, you know, he seems like a good size for now. He's very active in there. He's moving all the time. And we also got to see his face. They did a little 4D of his little face. So I'm gonna put that picture at the end just so you can see, because that was really exciting for us. But that's it for my second trimester update, and stay tuned for future updates on this pregnancy. We are 11 weeks away, so we're almost there.